You are probably already aware of how difficult it is for young women to find work and form long-term relationships with men in the current market, because most men don't think most modern women are good candidates for marriage or motherhood. It makes sense that these women find it more challenging to persuade men to commit to them for the long term. This generation has a significant proportion of people who are confused and in distress, as can be seen by looking at them. These women are unstable individuals who would gladly sell their wet vice grip for a little extra cash. A wealthy guy would find it extremely difficult to take them seriously. Most young people today either don't want kids or are happy to delay having them, similar to how earlier generations have. As a result, women today are less likely to prioritize having children above all else. The terrible decline of the women of the new generation thus begins. But as I've always said, you shouldn't feel sorry for these people if they end up being alone and lonely. If only they would settle down themselves, many of these women would still have a second chance at life. Women from Generation Z are more likely to go to work, which is increasing the need for new homes, appliances, cars, and other things that adults need. So the increase in consumer spending each year is mostly due to these newly formed households. Their perceptions of how American businesses and the government treat millennial mothers, however, influence their career goals, and their conclusions will have a cascading effect on the economy. Even though Generation Z women are more likely than millennial women to have jobs, they plan to have fewer or no children. In a recent survey of more than 1,000 members of Generation Z, 27% responded that they didn't want children when asked why. The way young women think about relationships with men today, which is that they can wait until later in life to start dating, was the downfall of the previous two generations and guaranteed that these women would die along with them. Many men of that generation have also given up on finding love and see little point in continuing to look. When women decided to stop respecting men and start doing whatever they wanted with their bodies, men stopped wanting to be in partnerships. The idea that women are just as good as men, if not better, has been ingrained in Generation Z males. Without a man, women can be successful and happy. That nonsense about men being less than women is absurd. That indicates that they have given up on women completely. After being severely hurt by women from their own generation, older men often give up on romantic relationships altogether. This text suggests that most women opt not to get married. Because of the way today's women have been commercialized and are willing to sell themselves at any price, it seems that men of all ages are unwilling to commit to them. Along with competitive benefit packages, employers should emphasize encouragement and support for working parents. Some people are taking this information into account as they decide whether or not to pursue motherhood or stay with the company. What they fail to mention is that after learning they were expecting, the women hurried to the hospital to have the baby delivered, and whether or not women choose to have children is influenced by the economy and workplace culture. Anyhow, it's not like all of these women are wearing protection right up until they start getting pregnant. Although they are getting pregnant, they are not carrying the children to full term. Also, these women were told to put off having kids and focus on their careers instead. Due to how millennials are handled at work, they no longer want to have children. Because of womanism, the birth rate is declining. There will definitely be fewer births because men don't want to commit to long-term relationships like marriage. This is already happening with early divorces and hard situations, and it will continue to happen as marriages and jobs get worse. Many of these women also need to take medicine in order to function, and this regularly alters their behavior and decision-making. Therefore, please use extreme caution. It's possible that the person you're talking to is both an addict and has mental health problems. In accordance with a 2022 study on the state of motherhood, more than 2%, but only 22% of millennials identify as skeptics. Many of them cite their chosen profession as the motivating factor. 40% of people want to work and have a family at the same time because they are unhappy, but would necessitate a different organizational structure at work to do so. I understand that taking time off while pregnant and then going back to work after giving birth would be difficult. Even with a partner, there would have been more income to help cover some of the expenses. Consequently, they shouldn't have relied on the business to decide whether or not to start a family. They ought to be discussing that with their husbands. Men are no longer staying in their marriages. Therefore, getting married is no longer an option, which in my opinion makes much more sense than blaming the company. Consequently, I can now see how everything is connected. Even if he is not paid, a man can care for his pregnant wife. If they're married, she won't go back to work until she's ready. The majority of births are to single mothers, which explains why these women are reconsidering having children. Gentlemen, there is no need to save them. Pay them for their services. To give your support, click the thumbs up button. Please leave a comment below if you would like to see more videos like this one. Be sure to give it to the guys who are in the most precarious need of it.